What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Tuesday night. It's a little after 7:15, and I promised you a little bit of information, and I'm here with that right now. So, going to show you the money. So, we talked about the other day having the estimated cap space, right, at $13.45 million. Well, we got that cap space today, and it is $13.45 million. Now, those back end numbers were a little bit different, so I was within the $1,000 mark. But look, as I told you throughout this all season, I will keep you as close as I possibly can to that number, and that is exactly what we have, 13.45 mil. So let's effing ride, baby. But you look at this money and you say, well, what could the Eagles do with it? So the Eagles could hold on to this money, throughout the season. Now, that number will change a little bit. Remember that, starting week one, the cap of all of the guys, the 53, the dead money, the guys on IR, practice squad, all of that money will count against the cap. So we got to decide who the best men for the job are. And some of these people may get cut, brought back on different, contracts, things like that. So we'll break that down, talk about how it makes sense, cutting someone, trading them, restructuring, extending, all of those things I'm going to give you. So I've got 10 guys post-draft and free agency now. We talked about this, and, well, most of those things happen. So now we're going to talk about how we can create more. So that way, if we want to trade for somebody, but still have some money left over for throughout the season, whether something happens, you want to trade for somebody, or you just want that money to roll over to the next season, which it just essentially you're adding on to your cap. So yeah, all about it. We got Walt in here first. Let's go. Second, hope you're all doing well. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's go. Sean, my man, Jock Talk in here. We got the party started. Love to see it. I am doing well, and I hope all of you can say the same. Hope you're having a great week. It has been off to a great start. It was such a crazy week last week. It all feels like a blur. So just so much chaos, but doing my best to get as much content as I can to you guys. But let's get this bad boy started. Any questions, comments that you have, feel free to leave it down below. But, appreciate you, my man. And so as you can help support, appreciate that, man. It was a great time going on with Mike, Josh, and Joe last night. Had a great time. Hopefully you guys were able to check that out, chopping it up there. But look, we're going to continue spreading this knowledge, spreading that brotherly love throughout this off season. This is sicko season. This is for you who are like me, who literally eat, sleep, breathe Eagles football. So let's get it going, baby. Appreciate all of the support from you guys. Really can't thank you enough. Daniel, my man in here, let's effing go. Appreciate that. And appreciate all you guys throwing those super chats and getting your comments in there, because some of them I can't see when I'm in those things, because if I try to go to the comments, it just freezes me up when I'm on with multiple people. So it was nice to see some of you guys popping up there when he brought them up. Drew with the run the damn ball. I was loving that. But all of you that tuned in, cannot thank you enough for throwing your questions in there. And if I didn't see your comments, really can't thank you enough. But I can't see any of that stuff, so I have no idea, unless it's thrown at the bottom there, what is going on. But cannot thank you enough for tuning in, guys. Let's jump into this information, though. Hope you're all having a great week. Hope you're ready for some numbers, baby. That's right. I'm going to show you that damn money. So we're going to take a look at the notable cap hits. Now, some people a little thrown off by this. Let me explain this a little bit, and I'll show you also the future cap space then right after this. But these are just the guys that we signed, re-signed, extended, restructured. Anything that happened this offseason to these guys, they are listed here. So this is not all 51 of the people that count against cap. These are only the ones that were notable, that stood out, something happened. So these were the numbers we were going through the offseason, adding people as things happened. So you can see with all of these things now added in, and again, Kaylee Ringo and the rest of those rookies will not count against the cap in this period. So once the season starts, I'm sure he will. He'll make the team, but there's a lot of things that go into that. So we're just dealing with the numbers that we have now. Don't worry about that. In a couple months, I'll keep you up to date with all of that. But there's that 13.45. But I think I had like 13.455. So a little bit off. But, dude, I'm telling you, that was awesome to be pretty almost spot on with that number, because as I tell you, I only have so much information. I don't have the same information as somebody who works for the NFL. They literally can get any number they want. I have to do math and do things where, and look, these numbers are going to change because of them. This is not because of me. I'm not doing the math wrong. They're just giving me certain numbers. So I have to give you an estimation. I can't say that it's going to be exact. Once I get hired for one of these teams, if the Eagles aren't going to do it, I will literally be able to give you exact numbers all the time. And I don't know why a team or, just any kind of organization that talks about football wouldn't want someone that understands that kind of stuff. And that's just me. But let's take a gander at the Eagles' future cap space here. That was altered a little bit by these moves, and we talked about this. Look, these numbers are going to change a lot. So keep tuning in. If you're taking these pictures, make sure you're tuning back in to take the new ones because these things will change all the time. So 27 mil next year. The year after that, 64. And then after that, 111. So you see, we've got plenty of cap space. You keep hearing, well, here's the contention. Well, the rookies. Yeah, none of those things really matter. I mean, they do, but not in the sense of people, it's over for the Eagles, the Browns. And it's like, where are you getting this stuff? I mean, Dan Sileo is not a cap expert, so I would stop listening to his opinions on these things because dude's getting smoked the few years I've seen him around. So that would be rough. Now, let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's add on to this. Let's say you want to trade for a Budda Baker. You want to trade for a Patrick Queen. All of these things can easily happen. Go check out that trade video under Show Me the Money. That playlist is full of all kinds of information, but you see 35 players, all of their contract details. DeAndre Hopkins, everybody you guys have asked about is on that damn list. So go check it out. You'll see the Eagles can do plenty of things, but if you want to be able to do things and still have money, well, there are ways to create space. So I'm going to give you 10 guys that, and I'll tell you why I have them on here. And some guys I had to put on because you guys asked about it. Some are just because I wanted to talk about it. And well, you'll hear what I have to say. And if it is all, I think someone might be home. Herschel wants to get out of here. But as you can see here, roses are red, violets are blue. Jimmy can do the cap two. Cap two. I don't know anybody else who's out here doing it, man. So I love the little rhyme there. But I keep asking people to introduce me to anybody else who understands how this stuff works. I'd love to do a show with them, but there's just nobody there. And people keep saying, holy hell. Sorry about that. Herschel is a wild one. I always try to bring him in here because I know he's just going to go nuts if he isn't because he tries to get in. But then when he's in, he tries to get out. Little sack bag. But look, appreciate all of you, dude. And speaking of the cap, literally, if you know anyone, not the people that are just watching my show and then repeating it, I mean people that are actually breaking this stuff down before I do, please tag them. Tell me who they are. I want to make a show with them. So if you see anybody out there that's doing this stuff, please. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm dead serious. I would love to do a show with someone where they understand this stuff. But I mean, it is what it is. But look, dude, appreciate you. My man, Twisted Tiffany in here as well. Love to see it. Appreciate all you guys taking the time here. But look, we're going to keep pounding this cap stuff out. I will continue doing this every offseason throughout the season until the media understands this fully and starts relaying correct information. I'm not going to stop, man. I will continue to do this. So if you know anybody else out there, please, I'm not going to be mean to them. I really want to meet them. And because I always hear about like, this isn't hard. Everybody does this. And I just haven't seen anyone. That's why I started doing this. So wherever they are, send them to me, tag them down below, comment, whatever their name is. I would love to go check that stuff out. But let's jump into this 10 ways to create cap space. Now, we're going to start it off with the offense, and I'm going to start with the offensive linemen. Now, question mark at right guard, right? But we've got Steen, Juergens, Driscoll. I think it all, handle the job there, so it's going to be some great competition. But there are definitely some guys that were here last year, that could probably be more practice squad candidates. So you can bring them back on different contracts, do whatever you may see fit. But this is just going off of the money that would actually make sense. So I'm not just picking, we got to pick this guy and that guy. It's how are you actually saving money? So you can see here, this is set up. If you've ever missed these shows, you can see years remaining one, his age, 28, cap hit of $1,025,400. Now, those 4 bullet points are how you can save or not save money. Now, with Roderick Johnson, you can see extending him would actually lose you money. So you're not going to do that. We're not restructuring him. He's on the last year of his deal. You can't do that. Now, cutting, trading, pre and post June 1st, all the same exact thing. So you would save the almost entire cap hit there with $1,010,000, but you've got only $15,400 in dead money. So to me, you take on a little bit of dead money. That's literally nothing. It's not even going to affect us really, but it's being able to save that. Now, what really happens there is someone just replaces him, right? But we're talking about if you want to create money right now, he is still somebody that counts on that 51. Now, he would be replaced by somebody, so wouldn't it be a full million that you would save? But there's still some money to be had there. Now, the same goes for Cameron Tom. Money a little bit different there. You can see the extension would actually save you $20,000, and the savings are the same as Roderick Johnson's, but the dead money is $20,000 there. So you're seeing the money in green is money you'll save. The money in white is the money you would lose, the dead money. Now you can prorate that. It's only $20,000. And to them, that is absolutely nothing. I would kill for $20,000, but yeah, to them, that is just a flash in the pan. So not a big deal. Now, this final lineman I want to talk about, I really like Sua Opeta, and I know that Jeff Stoutland is a big fan of Opeta's as well. But last year, he was on the practice squad for a reason. Now, again, he could be someone that pushes Juergens, Steen, Driscoll. So maybe you want to keep him around, but maybe you also just want to extend him if you really feel, okay, he's been putting in the work, he looks better. He's 27 years old, but you could save a tiny bit of money there. But you see cutting him, you could save 1.1 mil there. You would take on 175,000 in dead money, but again, not a big deal. The millions are really where it's at. And even then, 1, 2 million, not that big of a deal because you can prorate that money, spread it out over the next couple of years. So maybe you do that. But I think for me, with a guy like Sua Opeta, he could possibly garner some kind of trade talk. You know what I mean? Maybe you could get a late round pick for him. Not saying you get anything crazy for him. I'm, obviously talking about late round, dude, like 6th, 7th round pick. And again, last year he was on the practice squad for a reason. I like Sua Opeta, but he's nothing more than a depth piece. So if you're looking to save money, you could do that. Now, wouldn't be one of my top options, but we've got a lot of really, really intriguing young guys, undrafted, the rookie camp tryout guy that turned into an actual signing, Chim Okorafor. So Trevor Reed was the undrafted kid. I think that lots of competition. You heard me say Steen, I think it'd be the starting guard. So, hey, that's just a name that was on there that just happened to, have the money. But he's probably one of the last people I would think about doing anything like that. But when we're looking at the money, he was just one of those names. Now, sticking with the offense here, let's talk about some wide receivers. And I know there's a certain one you want to talk about, but I've got two here that got the same thing going on last year of their contract. Tyree Cleveland, 26. He was brought in at the end of last year. So really haven't got to see anything from him. I think we'll want to see a little bit from him in camp, but you can save that $1 million that he costs. There are guys that are cheaper than him that are undrafted. You can see what you've got from there if you're trying to clear space. We've got a lot of, receivers here. He does bring some return capability though. So maybe you keep him around, but it is a loaded room. And the same goes for Greg Ward. And when it comes to the money, those are all the same. Only difference here is he's 28 years old, but not saving any money with restructuring or extending, but you take no dead money on if you were to cut or trade, and it doesn't matter if it's pre or post June 1st. And at this point, June 1st is like 10 days away. So it really, doesn't matter that much. And at any point, they can, designate someone for a post June 1st designation cut. So, or trade or whatever. Well, you can't do that with the trade, but you get it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the wide receiver I know you've all been talking about. So, Quez Watkins, last year of his contract, 25 years old. He's got a $2.7 million cap hit. Now, we've talked about this. You can save money, and it's the same whether you cut or trade him pre, post June 1st. So if you are looking to save money, you feel that, Olamide and some of these younger guys are really just going to push him out, well, that's something that you could do. But for me, this is my personal opinion, I'm not getting rid of Quez Watkins. I saw what he did the year before. He had some bad drops and very bad times last year. But for me, I want to see what he's got. And he's got a lot of competition here pushing him. I know he knows he's got to get a fire lit under his ass. So I'm hoping he comes out here and just comes swinging. Now, if you wanted to extend him, you thought this dude's balling out, he really is the wide receiver 3 of the future, you could extend him. and save yourself $1.3 million. So there is a way to save money with Quez Watkins without having to get rid of him. Now, I know a lot of people feel strongly, want to let him go. You guys know me. I'm not very reactionary. I don't hold on to like one play as if that's the guy's entire, career. So for me, he's got to definitely pull his shit together. I mean, he had some horrible drops last year, and the sun is just keep going behind the clouds. Holy hell. I'm changing colors here. The chameleon. But holy hell. But Quez Watkins, for me, I want to see what he's got at least in this offseason. If he doesn't make the roster then and you want to save that money, okay. But not sure I want to jump the gun there. Now, one more offensive player. So we had 7 total here. Now, this guy I thought had a good chance to make the team and, didn't have an offseason here last year. I thought, when we claimed him, great pickup there, former 3rd-round pick. He's got a lot of talent, was a crowded room in San Fran. I really think, he's still got something there. So why not try to find out what that is? But you brought in Penny, you brought in Swift, you brought back Scott, you have Kenny Gainwell here. So maybe it's Boston Scott who is let go ultimately, but I think he cost more. That's why I didn't put him on here. He actually takes on more dead money than you would save money. So we're looking at how to save money. So you see here, if you cut him or trade him, the money is the same pre and post June 1st there. You save his entire $1,102,994. So no dead money at all. You could just wash your hands. You're done. But if he's looking great in the camp and you're seeing a lot of great things, maybe you want to restructure those last 2 years. Maybe you want to give him an extension, let him learn under Rashad Penny, with his injury history. I'm not sure how many years he really has left, but love the dude when he's healthy. But Trey Sermon's still very young, 24 years old. I don't think you can just let him go anytime soon. I think I at least want to see what he's got this all season, and I want to see if these running backs can stay healthy. So I think I'm keeping Trey Sermon around, but he is somebody that would save you money without having to take on that dead money. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at that kind of stuff. But so glad when I do these daytime videos. And by the way, got some new curtains, some new things to hang up. I can't wait, man. I'm getting this effing room done before the season starts. All my free time gets spent doing this. I just want to finish this room. But the lighting, I get it ready, and then the sun just keeps changing, and I hate my life. So it is what it is. So I love it, love it, love it. But and dude, that's all good, but I'm dead serious. If you guys know anybody out there, tell me about them. But Jock Doc, you are one of my greatest supporters. I can't thank you enough, man. And I know you're always spreading that love. And there's no Jimmy versus Howie. It is a Jimmy ampersand you need right there, Howie. So cannot wait, man. I'm going to do everything I can in my power to get to as many practices as I can to give you guys that information. But I'm also, for my own personal gain, going to try to talk to Howie Roseman again. Just saw him with an interview with someone, and I'm getting pissed watching these other people get to interview him. We all know who needs to be interviewing him. So all the people that trashed him and made up stuff and all that, don't worry. I'm going to do some big things this all season. So I appreciate all of you tuning in. I'm doing well, William. Hope you are doing well also. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. And as my man Justin says here, if you're getting anything from this, do me a favor, hit that like button. And I'm all about giving Quez another year, especially because you're not really saving that much, but especially for a guy you would love to pan out, right? So not just cutting ties with him, unless you're trading him and you want to get something in return, but not sure how much. But appreciate that, Justin, my man. And look, all of you guys who do show love and support and comment on these videos when they're done, help me, grow this bad boy. Completely forgot to say, but thank you so much for helping me get over 2,000 now. Let's effing go, baby. But look, it only took a few years here, but you guys are awesome. And I'm going to keep trying to provide you with that content that you desire, especially in the damn off season. So Trey Sermon is in witness protection. I don't know about that, but let's go Birds. Luffy, my man. Appreciate you, dude. Hope you're doing well. And me too. I'm going to keep applying to the most ridiculous jobs. And I know that I don't have the resume that says, my parents bought me this, my parents got me into this, parents did this. But don't worry, I'm putting in my own damn work. And my resume shows that, I just know football. And I think that should be one of the key components for people that talk about football. But, that's just me. The Dan Cilios of the world, though. But, my man, Drew, better late than never. And I appreciate you tuning in, my dude. Hope you're doing well. I am feeling much better than last week. Voice is a little back, physically feeling a little bit better. So ready to rock and roll, man. Got some content throughout the week I'm going to throw at you guys, just keeping you up to date with all this stuff. And then you, Drew, and Liz, I'm actually going to be making a post for you, the diehard members. I'm going to be calling upon you for some certain things. So look out for that post. But appreciate you tuning in, my dude, and hope you and the family are doing well. The new baby. I know that's got to be tiring, man. And you still tuning in and showing your support when you can. Cannot thank you enough. I love you, dude. And I love all of you who are doing the same. So we're on the road, baby. We're going to hit 5K first. Then we're going to 10K. We're on the road to victory. Love every second of it. Can't do this without you. Really, really want to thank you guys for that. So who do I want to bring in? Nobody right now. I'm good on it. But if they wanted to bring in Buddha or Patrick, I'm fine with that. But yo, my man Cole, hope you are doing well. Appreciate you tuning in. Glad you were able to catch another live one. And thank you, man. It has been a long, long grind. And, you know, the first few years it was hard to grow because a lot of people were mad at me for saying Hurts would develop. Howie Roseman shouldn't be fired. Nick Sirianni would be a great coach. So I think if those people would rewatch that stuff, they actually might subscribe then and be like, maybe I shouldn't have called that guy an asshole and said he doesn't know anything about football when they told me we didn't have cap space. You know, I'm not really a jerk. I just don't really find it necessary to allow people to push misinformation when I have the facts. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not being a jerk here when you're making something up or say something that just isn't real. I'm not going to pander to that. That's not me, man. There's plenty of people that will do that. But you guys know I love you and I truly care about you. I would actually do anything for you if you ever had any kind of questions, or those of you who know, who have reached out, got things going on in life. I will always be here for you. I'm not looking for anything from you. Don't want your money. I don't need you to buy things. I'm not trying to snake you or lie to you. If I have a source telling me something, I'll tell you what I can, but I will not make things up for you. I'm always trying to bring you guys the facts, and I hope that you guys enjoy that. So the 2,000 of you who do, let's effing go, and let's keep building this bad boy, and let's keep changing the effing game. Now let's get into this top three. Cannot thank you guys enough, though. Thank you again for that. Really, makes my heart sing knowing you guys have supported me like that. I didn't even think I'd be able to get to 100, let alone 1,000. And now we're here at 2,000, and we're just going to keep building this. And I hope that, we get to a good point before I'm working for the Eagles. I want to see people supporting this channel before that happens. I want to know who's really riding with me until we get there. So let's go, baby. Now let's look at this top three. We're going defense here. Now, Josiah Scott, I know most people would love to have his head on a platter, but I don't know what it is. People think he's been in the league for 60 years or something. The kid's 24 years old. Now, he had a couple bad plays, but so did Darius Slay in the Super Bowl and a lot of other things. So we're not going to be reactionary here. I thought that he did well a lot of the time when Avonte Maddox was out and CJ Gardner-Johnson. So asked to do a lot as a backup, but he is a versatile depth piece. And being versatile in this secondary, being able to play safety, not just corner, is something big. And that is why we talked about him making the squad last year. He did just that. So this year, though, we're pretty damn loaded with corners, safeties. But we talk about if you want to make this roster as one of these, depth pieces in the secondary, your ass better be able to play both those spots. And that's something he does bring to the table. But he has one of those contracts like, some of those other guys we talked about, that minimum there, $1 million, $10,000 for some of these veteran guys. And I think that, look, no dead money. It's a move that could definitely happen, especially if some of these young guys are stepping it up. And boy, do we have a lot of really exciting pieces in this secondary. Now, we're sticking in the secondary here with the second guy, and that is K'Von Wallace. And I've heard a lot of you guys ask me about him. We talked about him in this first show about 10 ways to create space. And I mentioned then, I don't know that you're going to get rid of him. And obviously he's still here, so we didn't do that. But there's a long time until the season starts, so we could definitely be gone. Now, we drafted Sidney Brown. You guys know how I talked about how he would be the guy that I think most people, K'Von, wanted to be. So I got my guy. I got Sidney Brown. I don't care about anything else. But we signed Terrell Edmunds. We have Reed Blankenship here. Who wants to be the back-end guys? And K'Von Wallace really stepped it up at the end of the last year, especially. So look, he's definitely going to vie for a job, but you brought in Justin Evans in free agency. You have Tristan McCollum, who was brought in. So you've got some competition there, and you've got those versatile corners that can play safety too. So he has himself an uphill battle here. And you can see you can save that $1 million, $10,000 with only 176,000 of dead money. So not much dead money, and you could save a little bit. Again, though, you're going to be replacing him with someone that's not that far off. So you're not saving that much money to a point where I feel you have to make this move. I think Kayvon Wallace, he's another one, just like Quez Watkins, where I'm going to give him this final year of his contract, and I want to see how it plays out. And if it doesn't, then I'm letting him walk. So to me, I don't feel you have to cut Kayvon Wallace unless he's sucking it up in the offseason. Somebody's killing it out there. There's no reason. So I don't know. Now, the final one is the one you guys ask me about all the time, and I try to explain this, and, well, it's better to just show you. So let's take a gander here. 1 year left, but he's got a bunch of dummy years added on here. So we talked about when we brought him back. Next year is his void year, but he's got money that affects the cap all the way to 2027. So look, bringing someone back like that, spreading that money out, kind of tells me we want you to work out. Now, we don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm not so sure, because the fans or Dan Sileo was saying, you got to get rid of this guy. I'm not sure that the Eagles give a flying crap about that. So you see here, he's 27 years old, but he's like third or fourth in the rotation. This guy's not even close to starting. He's going to be behind Sweat and Graham on one side. So for me, you spent the money for a reason. He's got a $3 million cap hit there. And, for me, obviously, must have put that money down there. I don't know why the extension says that. It's supposed to say 0. You do not save any money by extending or restructuring him. So sorry about that. It's literally the same number as the cap hit. So I did something there, but you don't save any money doing that. But let's take a gander here. This is where some numbers actually differ. So we're in the pre-June 1st period. We're not trading him. We're not cutting him, right? Because as you can see there, you literally just lose money. You would lose not only the 7.1 in cap right now, you take on that 10.2 in dead money. Now, sure, you can prorate it, but dude, that's still like 12 mil in dead money you've got this year. Same goes for trade. You can prorate that dead money, but you're still looking at around 10 mil that you're paying this year and just dead money to get rid of him. I'd rather just him be a, DN3 than do that. Now, you can see post June 1st. If you were to cut him, well, there's $3 million in dead money, and you only save $58,000. And then if you trade him post June 1st, you can see now. This is where it's like, okay, if someone is willing to give you something, and you're like, all right, dude, like at least we're going to get something in return for this guy, I could definitely see that happening. So you're taking on more dead money than you're saving, but at least with a trade post June 1st, you would get something in return. So I know a lot of you ask about Derek Barnett, but for me, he's on this roster this season. But if you thought creating more cap space was more of an important thing to do, well, then I guess you could do that. But to me, I think that when you look at the overall scheme of things, that's just my opinion that he stays there. But hey, let me know how you guys feel about it. That was it. That's all I've got for you. But it would make sense to restructure. Well, you saw the entire list there. Just to play one on TV. Well, I'm not sure what you mean. You just play one on TV. Oh, I got you. Good. It's good. But great stream. Yo, and look, I'm doing my best to play one on TV here. And it's always crazy when you guys like send me pictures like of you watching it on your like big screens and stuff. I'm like, man, my nose has to be the size of Canada for you guys watching it on the TV. So I know a lot of you guys bust on me for that. I know a lot of people get offended that I have a disease, real skinny, but hey, you know who else has a pretty big nose? I'm all about it, man. But love every second of it, dude. And Jock Talk, I can't thank you enough, man. And I'm going to be playing one. I'm going to continue because it's not just on TV. Clearly, I obviously have a better understanding than pretty much most of the media when it comes to the money and any stuff like that. So it ain't pretend, baby. This is all real information. And if you knew, again, anyone that gave you that 13.45 million number before I put it out there, please let me know. Anybody else who's doing this stuff, I would really love to know that. I think Barnett gets 7 sacks for a depth piece is good enough. Yeah, he could. And I talked about that. He's a great rotational piece. Sure, he got penalties before, but he's not starting anymore. Who gives a shit? Throw him in there. He gets, a small percentage of snaps. I mean, Brandon Graham only had 47% of the snaps as defensive end too. So, yeah, I'm all about it, man. All about it. Yeah, so I think that it just makes sense. But I wanted to show you guys the money, let you know about all those restructures, extensions, signings that have happened, all that great stuff, and then showing you what you could do there to create money, whether that be cutting, trading, restructuring, or extending. So you saw the 10 that would create money for you. Now, the one thing you noticed about this show, I did not place any of the guys that were signed this offseason. You could save money around the same kind of deal because most of those guys, if you remember that graphic here, are under $2 million cap hits. So it's not really that big of a deal. But if these guys don't make the team, you're going to save that money. And we'll talk about that as it gets closer to what's going on. When I talk about the roster projection, all that stuff, we'll talk about the money too. And, you know, how that's going to change once there is a 53-man roster. So going to do my best to keep you up to date with all of this damn cap information. I feel like I'm back in school every damn off season with all these effing numbers. But I'm glad that you guys enjoy them. It is truly my pleasure to get this information out there. And it's awesome to see the media taking my stuff and the content creators. Now, yes, I would love for them to give me credit, but the fact that they're starting to understand this stuff and stop making stuff up, that's all I've ever asked, man. So let's keep changing the game. You guys keep sharing this stuff, retweeting it, tagging me and stuff, and I'll keep body bagging them. So let's go, baby. But appreciate all of you tuning in here. You would save like 100,000, I think, if you extend him. But we're going to take a gander at how he does this year. Again, didn't add any of those new players, but appreciate all of you tuning in. The DeAndre Swift situation we've talked about so many times, but I'll say it again. Probably going to see how he does. You don't need to extend him. You see how he does. If he stays healthy, then you offer him a contract extension. If not, if you let him walk, then you get a compensatory pick. Could be a third, could be a fourth, and we only traded a fourth for him. So let's go, baby. But if you got anything from this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Appreciate you subscribing, retweeting, sharing this stuff, getting it out there into the universe. I truly, truly cannot thank you enough. Thank you for helping me get to 2,000. We're already at like 203, but yo, you guys are awesome. I cannot do this without you. So thank you again. And as I always say, if you ever need me, please feel free to reach out. You want to continue talking about the Birds, you got something on your mind, comment down below. We will continue talking all damn day, all damn night. You know me. If you comment something, I'm going to return. So let's effing go. Can you do Cowboys roster? No, but I will do the NFC East breakdown as we do every year. But yo, my man, appreciate you tuning in. Yo, look, and every one of you that took the time asking questions, throwing that stuff out there, truly appreciate you. But I'm good on Miles Jack. He is not that good. But Patrick Queen, not against that. Go check out that trade video as we've just mentioned here a couple times. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have yourselves a great day. If you have anything else you want to talk about, feel free to leave a comment down below. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great rest of your night. And as always, say it with me now, chat. Go Birds!